name Kok Yong. I'm more familiar as the name with the name. I'm more known as a Wing in Malaysia and the art scene. I'm a lecturer in the Global School of Media in Songsil University in Seoul, Korea, and I'll be starting my postgraduate educations in next year. Just to give you a very brief introduction of my background, I graduated from Multimedia University in digital media, and right after that I joined the industry as a web designer. After working in the industry as a web designer and multimedia designer for almost close to 2 years, I got sick and tired of the jobs, and I left to UK to further my studies, and I did my master in art in fine art. I've always been living with this choice of, between art and science. I always thought I was going to be a fine artist. Whenever I'm asked to write about my ambitions, I say I want to be an artist. And I always want to be a painter. I like to paint, I like to draw. But in Malaysia's education systems, if you choose to do art, you are more like lower grade students, and first class students are like those coming from science streams or the science school. So when I told my parents that I want to do a degree in fine art, it's typical Malaysian Chinese family, I was discouraged, So I sort of compromised, and I eventually registered for a multimedia course in Multimedia University, Cyberjaya, and that was the first the first university providing courses on multimedia in Malaysia at that time. That was just the beginning of the ICT industry in Malaysia. So, it's I get to do something that is quite related to the economy and also the society, but at the same time, it's still very close to art.
Right.
Something that is dear to my heart. I'm a very curious person, and I always ask questions. Ask questions about life. Why are we here? Why? Who decide this? Who make the universe? Who create all this phenomenon that we see? And well, basically, I'm just asking questions about life. I guess that is the most common theme in my work.
Mm-hmm.
And what is that doing?
We're talking
Where did
about
it come
life.
from? Yeah, talking about life, and
Here comes
here comes the fly.
bioorganism.
Yeah, I think the ongoing theme is about finding answers for life, and at the moment I'm not satisfied with any provided answers, and that's why I'm still searching. As I mentioned just now, my ongoing theme is about existence, the concept and the idea of existence and being in the world. When I talk about that kind of issues, it sounds very metaphysical, and I think it's beyond that. Right, right. You know, part of the discussions in existence is about consciousness. How do you conscious? How are you conscious of your being? How do you know that you are here and you're not somewhere else? You're not in a different state of consciousness. It's one of one of the criteria. It's from your sensorial perceptions. You know, you feel that you're here because when you pinch on your body, you feel it's all sensory perceptions. You know, you feel the pain, you feel the humid, you are here. But what's interesting is that this idea of consciousness it's also manifesting in the media world. You know, everybody is rushing into the media world as if you know they believe that it's a world that they can, you know, the same kind of perceptions, the same kind of sensory perceptions. With the recent technological developments, you can also have an almost similar sensory perceptions in the media world as well. So, you know, well, as you see, the whole cyber space or this phenomenon is a space that doesn't exist. It's basically a make-believe. You know, when we talk about cyberspace, where is it? You know, where is the material? Where is the what dimensions are we talking about? It's a space that doesn't exist. But that's where my dilemma with him. Yeah. Basically, you know, that questions, it's that query, it's also, you know, manifested in the cyber world, in cyberspace. If we question our existence in the physical world, we could also question our existence in the cyber world. I think that basically these two are similar. But there are some criteria that reinforce your sense of existence in cyber world. For example, you know, you just imagine yourself dreaming, right? And in the dream, if there's only you in the dream, you will probably think that that is a dream. And if you see somebody else and that person also tell you that he has the same dream, it's no longer a dream. You know what I mean? It's a reality. So I'm basically using that as a metaphor to talk about the cyber space, right? This is a space where people go in and having a dream, but when you see other people coming in together, it's no longer a dream, it's a reality. So basically my work, this piece was conceptualized quite some time ago. It was in 2008, and it was shown in my first ever solo exhibition. Well, from what I see now, it's a very timely piece because it was back in 2008. You know, that's at the time we were still very new to all this technological advancement, Facebook and all that. It was just started. I mean, we just picked up in the society, in Malaysia society, we just picked up Facebook, and we're still struggling whether we want to go into Facebook or not. And during that time, when you are not body, I was just addressing these situations in the society where, you know, if you want to exist in the cyber world, you have to give away your body. So that piece is about that. When you are not your body, you are, well, when there's a two layers of meaning. When you're not your body, it also means that you're dead, right? You no longer own your corporal reality, your biological mainframe, right? It also means that you're dead. But with the cyber world, with the all this electronically connected entity, we sort of being given a new life again. When you're not your body anymore, because you can't carry your body to the cyber world, right? But your consciousness is there, your existence is there. So when you're not your body, basically talking about that, to give up your corporeality and to believe in the existence in another dimension, which is the cyberspace. And when you're not your body, it's basically there are three pieces. One is the nobody, the other one is somebody, and the other one is everybody. Somebody, it's where your portrait is being captured, and somebody, it's basically a coffin-like structure where you see your portrait being superimposed with an artificial body. And everybody, it's basically an online community where all the people who have come to visit the exhibitions, they see their pictures and the photos being archived on a daily basis, and they are part of the database, they are part of the community. I'm not sure whether it's still relevant anymore. It's just in 5 years' times it has changed a lot, right? Because media, it's always in a constant flux and it's changing every day. And just within a 5 years' time, which is pretty short, and almost everybody has a Facebook account. Almost everybody has a cyber entity, right? Cyber identity already. So we almost take that for granted already. It's just part of our daily life. It's just part of our body. It's an extension of our body. It's an extension of existence.
Right.
So perhaps I want to talk about why I'm in the academy line. For the kind of questions that I'm answering. Well, basically, I see my academic life more like a researcher, from the point of view as a researcher. And I think basically media art, it's not an art, and it's neither a science. It's art complement science, and science complement art. It's a left and right brain thingy.
Yes.
And we can't really single out, this is art and this is science. If you look at this building, if you think that if you say that this is a science, if you try to single out art and science, it just doesn't work. What is this? What is architecture if it is not art? It's just material, it's just structure. I see my academic life as an opportunity for me to do research in, and what's more, media art, it's how should I put it? There are a lot of things that need to be addressed, and a lot of things that need to be answered, and you can't just find the answer from one domain. So I'm interested in looking from different perspective, to answer back to the questions of consciousness. It cannot just come from art, and I don't think art is the only domain can provide the answer. It has to come from something else. So I'm also looking into neuroscience, whether it's something to do with our brain that informs our existence. So I think academic it's give me a good flexibility. Right. I mean, I will be starting my PhD soon. I think, in fact, I have not been very productive for this from 2 years back and even until now. And I think for the coming couple of years as well, I'll just be pretty. I wouldn't say passive, but I'll be more into theoretical research and reading. Basically, in academic environments, it gives you a lot of time for reflections, a time for yourself to think about things, to test out the things that you want to test out. With the facilities in the schools.